Welcome to Reflections, a program where we discuss values and virtues for the transformation of the individual and the society in general. I am Father George Ehusani, and I have with me in the studio today a friend of mine, Ambassador Aminu Wisdom.
Yes,
Ambassador Wisdom, you're welcome to the studio.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Ambassador Wisdom finished from the Ministry of External Affairs, joined ECOWAS, finished from ECOWAS, and then retired. And he's here between Nigeria and Canada, where he lives for some time and lives here some time. And a year or two ago, he set up Strategic Global Mentorship Program. Strategic Global Mentorship Program, and involved a lot of leaders across the world. He will tell us about it. And Ambassador Wisdom is visiting Nigeria at this time, and I thought we should come to the studio for us to discuss what is this Strategic Global Mentorship Program that you have involved people across the world, not only for Africa or Nigeria, but actually
the whole world.
The whole world. You're welcome to Nigeria once again. And what is this Strategic Global Mentorship about?
Thank you very much, Reverend. And I think I must, first of all, let me appreciate you in a special way. You are one person who have encouraged us. In fact, leading to this establishment of this program, your program have really impacted on us and my team. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You see, we have a collapsed society.
Collapsed society.
Completely. And this society doesn't create himself. Comes from family. Comes from leaders. People are looking for who they should look onto. People are looking for they are looking for who should take a lead and direct their steps.
Yes. They're looking for mentors.
Looking for mentors. Now, I have said, even some people are being mentored without knowing.
Yes.
Because you can't operate in a vacuum.
Many of us were mentored without our knowing.
We have been mentored by, exactly. So there is nothing I do today or any other person does today that is not what he has heard or found or seen somewhere.
Yes.
Either wrongly or rightly.
Yes.
For many years I found myself in the past, because I didn't grow up with my father.
Yes.
I knew my father when I was already 35. I was introduced to him. So there were some things I missed.
As a child.
As a child. A counsel from a father.
Yes.
Waking up in the morning, your father telling you what not to do and what to do.
Yes.
But here I am, it's only my mother that tells me what to do or what not to do. And she only told me what the limited of what she knows.
Yes.
And thank God, friends, relatives, neighbors, I picked one or two things from different angles, whether they were good or not. I didn't know, but time tells me that these were wrong. These were wrong. There were things I was involved in the past. I thought they were right. Because those that were involved in it, we knew address some of those things.
And you thought they were correct.
And I thought they were correct.
And then you grew to recognize.
And I grew to recognize that they were not correct.
Yeah.
And I often say to my children, thank God that it was not armed robbery. It was not an in-recovery mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
There were mistakes that, that can be recovered. So this prompted me to, and again, my interaction with very few leaders in public places, credible ones, I have found credible ones. I have found the ones that are not credible. But the window dress, their approach, it is when you start dealing with them,
then you now know that they are not authentic.
Something is wrong.
Yes.
Something is wrong. Now, along the line, I also find out the moment people are economical about the things they tell you about themselves, you know they have something to hide. But there is nothing to hide. When I hear people talk about private life, I ask, what is private about your life?
What is private about your life that is so different from my life?
What is private? You are either keeping the society at peace, for me and you to be peaceful, or you are part of those creating the problem. So again, our religious leader, both whether, in all sphere, they have also created problem because everything is hidden in God. Everything. Somebody is doing something wrong, is praying in the name of Jesus without even repentance. So the lack of truthfulness, the children pick some of the things in growing. So we realize and come to a conclusion. Look, we need to do something about these things. We need to set up a body. And like I said, in many forums, mentorship is a lifelong project. And there is no one on earth today that does not require to be mentored.
Everyone needs.
Every one of us, whether educated, not educated, married, not married. And the beauty of the men and women God has blessed us with, that we have identified, is they tell us where they have missed it and where they have been able to recover.
So we learn lessons.
We learn lessons so that we don't repeat the same mistakes. This is a key aspect of it. Now, they also identify what is not working. So that you don't embark
in their strategies.
So you don't embark on a journey that will end in futility. We have been able to, in our short period, we have been able to recover families, children, get them out of the street, redirect them. So we now identify a team of respected, great men and women
so the strategic,
who have made a mark in their
strategic. You are convener of the strategic global mentorship, and you have a team of respected leaders.
Yes.
Can we know some of those leaders?
One first is Professor Joy Ogu, who is the governing council. She's the chairperson of the governing council.
Professor Joy Ogu, the former Director General of the Nigerian Institute of International
former
Affairs.
Minister for Foreign Affairs.
Former Minister for
former
Foreign
permanent representative to the United Nations.
Yes.
Now, again, let me say this. It is important I say this clearly, that we don't just appoint you to the board. We have a council that profile the individual.
So before appointing somebody like Professor Joy Ogu,
yes,
definitely
there was a council that sat
and vetted
her. And what we vet is not just your public life from your home. How were you able to bring up your children? Because what we have concluded is what you don't have, you can't give.
Of course.
So from your children to how you were able to manage your marriage.
Yes. To your finances.
Yes. Yourself. And the things that there are things we do not condone. The area of moral.
Yes. What is your moral life?
What is your moral life like? What is your private life like? Because you are a reflection of the things of the people around you. It's an aura you carry that you inject in people, knowingly or unknowingly, by those people believing in you. Then we have people like Barrister Dele Adesina, SAN, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, very sound Christian. And then we have people like Solomon Arase. He was the former Inspector General of Police.
Yes.
And we've profiled him well. I mean, he told us quite a number of few things. And then we have Dr. Emmanuel Kazubo. He used to be the chairman of EcoBank Trans International, and he was also
Stock Exchange
DG.
Yeah.
And we've seen quite a number of things in the family of the Kazubos. And then we single them out and identify with him and bring him to the board. And then we have your very good self, your most respected self.
You went and profiled. You went and profiled me?
Of course, we have to. Because we have a whole lot of people who have packaged themselves, which is very popular in our whole part of the world here. People will do dressing themselves, but they don't really represent who they are. We've actually assessed some of your materials even before we start profiling what you represent, if what you are preaching is what you actually live. Again, let me say that to be a member of this council is not cheap. It's not by your popularity. It's not by what you have. It's not by who you know. It's not by your eloquence. We need a quality.
So I cannot just do self-branding.
No.
And on account of the branding that I do, then you put me on your council.
The council will not even accept it. And the beauty of this council that does this vetting is they are represented in about 16 countries for now. We intend to add more. They are in Sweden. We have 5 in Canada. We have 6 in America. And then we have quite a number of them in UK. So it is not something I alone will just sit down. Whatever nomination I make, I send it in.
So you want to be sure that those who belong to this leadership group, this group, are people above board.
Exactly.
And that it is not as if tomorrow you put me on it as you have put me on
exactly.
it. Then tomorrow EFCC will be investigating me for financial impropriety.
Exactly. We even advocated that if in the course of profiling you and we found you wanting, we will approach you with the demand of helping to heal you.
Okay.
And integrate you.
Okay.
If you accept.
And if your problem is redeemable.
If your problem is redeemable. Because there are actually some problems that are irredeemable. Now, because we really don't bother about people who make genuine mistakes.
Yeah.
Because some of us are products of mistakes.
No. Some of the best human beings in the history of the world made mistakes. St. Augustine is our chief whatever in the church.
So, what we don't condone is when you make mistakes and you refuse to accept or you refuse to tolerate being guided aright, we cannot. We can't find a place
you
for
cannot be a mentor of others when you refuse to be mentored.
Exactly.
And when you refuse to take correction.
Exactly.
Oh, definitely.
So we reach out to churches, schools, institutions of higher learning, and also we have just created a department now that also takes charge of individual family members. There are some people who really want to be dealt with privately. We take that up. We have professionals who are trained psychologists.
So in how many countries are you functioning now?
We are currently in 6 countries.
6 countries. They are Nigeria?
No, they are not all Nigerians.
No, the countries are...
No, it's not only in Africa. Nigeria.
Yes.
And then Ghana.
Yes.
Sierra Leone.
Yes.
Liberia.
Yes.
Senegal.
Yes.
We are going to be going into Gambia. We are getting ready to move into Gambia. And then we are presently in Canada.
Okay.
In fact, we have a full-fledged operation in Canada. As a matter of fact, the Canada government are directly involved
in this program.
In this operation.
Okay.
We are extending now to America through Philadelphia, Atlanta, New York, and we've just presented we just made presentation shortly before I left Canada to the UN, preparing to appear in this August General Assembly. Because they have a youth program which we intend to participate annually with them. Now, this program covers effectively institutions.
Okay.
Especially tertiary institutions. And then we're also looking at extending to NYC as well as secondary school, nursery school, all across board. And then we also want to put up an institute. We have set up a program, and in fact we have a team already on ground working on it, which is called Strategic Institute for Talent Discovery and Development.
Strategic Institute for Talent Discovery and Development. So we discover the talents,
yes,
and we develop them.
And then show them the path. Because what we have found out, a lot of people have studied some kind of programs outside their talent, and they are struggling to survive.
They are
stuck. And some are there because their parents, that's what they study, without discovering their talent. We are an advocate of when you study along the line of your talent,
you bloom.
You relate freely. You go freely, you grow freely, you operate freely.
It comes faster. Yeah.
Yes, you can never disconnect. You can't run out of business. You can't be out of business. You can't be sacked. No one can remove you from that process.
Yes.
You will just enjoy doing it. Whether the government is failing or not failing, you are there flourishing because you are operating from
an area of strength.
From an area of strength.
Yeah.
From a capacity inbuilt in you. So that's why we put up that system in place. We are hoping that by the end of this year, next year we should take off. Actually, the structure is in place.
Yes.
We are building the structure here in Abuja.
The one that is going to be in Nigeria.
Yes, the one in Gwarimpa.
That's good. Now, you did tell me before we came to the studio that strategic global mentorship identifies credible leaders.
Yes.
Preserves the legacies of credible leaders.
Exactly.
So, in a country where we have not put much emphasis on history for many years, so what are you going to do so that even in our checkered leadership history, we can identify the few people who have been good examples of leadership, of self-sacrificing leadership, and preserve their legacies? How are you going to do that?
Yes. Let me even take a step back a bit and give you some historical background. It was Strategic Facilitation International that was first founded.
Okay, before the Strategic Global
Mentorship.
Okay.
Strategic Facilitation was mainly to preserve legacies. That is when we found out that we found the collapse of history being taught in schools.
Yes.
Was completely out. And now we now ask, how then do you now reflect on the past?
If you don't do history.
If you don't do history. How then do you then know where you are coming from?
So you keep repeating the mistakes of the past.
You keep repeating the same mistakes. So we started dealing with individual biography.
Okay.
Doing some discrete research. I must tell you that we went through a lot because it's a thankless job. That is somebody working on you without you knowing.
Yes.
Somebody going to find out documents about you. Going to check where you have served.
Yes.
What you have done in the past. Without even you knowing. Because when we now come to you with the facts we have, we will confront you with certain questions.
Yes.
So it will follow then. We have done about, we have 14 documents now on different leaders in Nigeria.
I mean, recently,
yes.
Last month, I was part of the presentation of a book titled The Conscience of a Man.
Yes.
The Conscience of a Man.
Yes.
It's a biography of Justice Pius Kumai Akas of the Supreme Court, a justice of the Supreme Court who retired 2 years ago. And a book was written on him. And I discovered that actually biographies are a unique collection.
Oh, yes.
Because everyone's life is unique.
Oh, yes.
And especially people like that. Somebody who was a lawyer. He first of all, he was a seminarian, but then he didn't go through the seminary. He went to the university, became a lawyer, became a judge, then a high court judge in Kaduna, then appeal court judge, then Supreme Court judge. And with all the rugged terrain and the temptations and the challenges, when you read through the biography, it's a pity that we are losing the sense of history.
Yeah. It's very bad.
It's a pity because I learned so much just reading.
And worrisome.
Just reading the biography of this person. Imagine, and then I was inspired by the struggle he made. I mean, I read things like, as a high court judge, somebody brought a bag of asha. A bag of asha and something else to his house. He was in Zaria, to his house in Kaduna. When he arrived home and the wife presented, he told the wife to take it and go and give the person. Return it to the person.
That's value.
I am a judge. I cannot collect anything from anybody because it may compromise.
Yes. Conflict of interest.
A conflict of interest. And he insisted. And that was the last time his wife ever accepted anything from anybody for him. The wife, anybody who brings something, the wife will say, oh, he'll be home next weekend. can you bring it next week to give him himself?
But the truth is, in our kind of environment, it's a big burden to live right.
Seriously?
It's a big burden to live right. It's also a big burden to correct. And we found quite a number of very few people. And those people who are in that level, they are very sober.
You don't hear them make noise?
You don't hear them make noise. They are very, very sober.
Society has tortured them.
Sober. So they reflect.
Mm-hmm.
They reflect a lot in quite a number of things they are struggling with.
They have seen too many things.
They have seen too many things.
And they have seen that some of those people who are who have no qualms,
yes,
who do terrible things,
yes,
are making progress.
Are making progress. But that doesn't make it right.
No, of course not.
Yeah, it doesn't make it right. Because no matter how, like I often say, time will always tell the chaff from the
yes, the wheat from the chaff.
Yes. Time will always tell.
I mean, but we can see it now.
You can't hide for too long.
We can see it now.
You can't hide for too long.
Those who were winners in Nigeria over the decades, see where the country is.
I remember one individual who was my neighbor when I was coming up. He had more than 20 police, escort, soldiers, and all kinds of people. His name was all over town. Today,
where is he?
He's nowhere to be found.
Time will tell.
Time will tell. He sold those houses. He sold everything.
It's called easy come, easy go.
You know, so we need to really, that's what brought about strategic global mentorship. It was out of deep concern that a lot of things are going wrong.
For the fact that society is collapsing.
Yes, it's completely collapsed. How do we now gather these remnants together? Because the nation is overrun.
I like the international dimension of your strategic global mentorship, because by having people from Canada, from the UK, from Sweden, and so on in the leadership of this global mentorship program, then the people in Nigeria can learn from others what works, what does not work.
By the way, let me tell you what is more interesting in the setup of strategic global mentorship. I have a term.
Okay.
And it's rotational.
Yes.
When my term is over, it moves back to Canada.
Okay.
When that of Canada is over, it moves to UK.
Great.
It's deliberate because we don't want it to die. We want it to outlive us.
Yes.
Like I often say to people, they don't have at the back of their mind that we are here for a time.
For only one.
And for only one, a man is appointed to live for once.
Yes.
It's only Jesus Christ that has a second coming.
Yes.
There is no record anywhere that anybody else
will have a second coming.
So, what we have done is to ensure. By the way, I forgot to mention that Professor Pielo Lumumba is also one of the governing members.
Okay.
Now, we want to make sure when you are not there, someone else is there that is performing your duty as if nothing is missing.
Nothing is missing, yes.
Because everyone is valuable with what he carried, with what he or she carried.
Mm-hmm.
Again, if your term is over, you naturally put in and recommend the next person to the board.
Yes.
If within that period, he still maintain the standard that is known for, or he has improved on the standard, because we expect that you should improve even beyond
on the previous person.
On the previous person.
We are about to end this now, and I want to congratulate you for the strategic global mentorship and for the privilege of me being on the board. Professor Joy Ogu and others you have mentioned are people.
Professor Piero Lumumba especially has been very wonderful. He's been greatly wonderful. So through him now we are working on extending it to Kenya. Yeah.
Great. The website of the strategic
is www.strategicglobalmentorship.org.
www.strategicglobalmentorship.org.
Yes.
And be part of this mentoring, because if there's anything our young people in this country need today, it is to be helped, to be mentored. And my own little experience shows that a lot of young people are looking for those who will mentor them. Congratulations, and God bless you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate it. Thank you.